Today, one of my cousins just randomly said he wanted to work on model cars, and we got to talking about glue. Figured I'd do a little video here. This is what I usually use. In no particular order, I'm going to start things off with plastic cement. The better stuff will have a metal applicator tip just like this one. I like these because they do not clog. If you get one of the cheaper ones that has a plastic applicator tip, it will clog because it's plastic. And I do not use this stuff a lot. I will only break it out if I'm going to glue something that will require a bit of readjusting before it finally sets. Unlike super glue, which will harden instantly and that piece is stuck. And speaking of super glue, this is my typical go-to. This stuff is also often referred to as CA glue. Now, I will get this stuff from my local dollar store. You get 2 tubes for $1. And that's a good thing, because the applicator tip will get clogged before you use a whole tube. So just throw it away, don't feel bad about it, it's not going to make you impotent. This is one of the few cases where going cheap is just fine. In fact, it's preferred. And they also make a gel, which I will use more often than I thought I ever would. And I will use that in place of body putty because I hate body putty. Next up, we have everyone's favorite. This is Tamiya Extra Thin. And I just bought this brand new today. This old bottle lasted me maybe 10 kits. I don't know, you can get a lot of miles out of this stuff. And it should be noted that this is actually a solvent. This is not an adhesive of any kind. It works by melting plastic and in essence welds the plastic together. That being said, it only works on plastic. It will not work on resin or most aftermarket parts. So, stock kits and stock kits only. And a lot of people don't know this, but the brush, you can extend it to reach all the way down to the bottom of the jar. All the way extended, you got about a 1/4 inch extra bit of adjustment, so if you want, you could have that brush drag on the bottom of the jar. But as you see, there's a lot of debris down in there. Personally, I don't do that because you're just going to be dragging contaminants across anything you want to glue or adhere. Remember, this isn't glue. Gotta stop using that word. As long as you are just building a box stock car with no aftermarket parts, this theoretically is all you could get away with the entire build. Now we're going to get into a little bit of specialty stuff. This is Super Gold Plus. It is made by Bob Smith Industries and it has been rebranded and resold by very many people. This one came from Hobbytown, USA. Now the tip on this is long since clogged up, which may have been a better thing for me. I will just unscrew the cap, stick my toothpick in there and get exactly what I need. It is so much less wasteful than just picking up from a dollop. Now the allure of this stuff is that it will not fog up your clear parts. But that comes at a cost. This cost me almost $11, whereas this was only $1. Now to offset that, I found an alternative, which you've all seen me use. That's right, you all saw it coming. UV resin. This is my new favorite tool for gluing in clear parts. This stuff is so easy to use. You basically use it just like a pen or a pencil. You just draw on the adhesive, then flip it over and give it a little shine with that ultraviolet light, and it instantly sets. It's strong enough to hold clear parts in and it dries super clear. Now, while it's not quite as inexpensive as the stuff from the dollar store, it is very cost effective. All 4 of these only cost me $9 shipped to my front door. I go through about 1 tube, maybe every 5 builds, but I'm very liberal with it. This is just the generic name. It's made by a lot of other people. Bondix, I believe, they make some more, and Home Depot, Lowe's, they have their own brand of it too, but it's all the same stuff. Now, as I mentioned, those glues will fog up plastic, so let me show you what that looks like. This is just a plastic shot glass. This is what I usually mix my paint in, but this is the closest we're going to get to clear parts. This is what we often refer to as fogging when it comes to super glue and clear parts. This is a Super Gold Plus. There is no fogging and you can barely even tell it's there. Remember, this stuff costs 11 bucks, so that's why I switched over to the UV glue that you see here. And I just put a big dollop on there just so you guys would even know it's there. Normally, whenever you glue into parts, it's going to smash down just like that. It's going to disperse and you won't even know it's there. And on the last bit here, this is the Tamiya Extra Thin. While it's not really fogging up the clear, you still know it's there. It is nothing like the CA glue, but if you remember, this stuff is a solvent, so it will also burn in and leave a texture on your clear parts. All plastic parts for that matter, so be safe with this stuff. Now this is stuff you don't need necessarily, it just makes it a whole lot easier. Just put a little dollop on the cap of your toothpick container. Use the toothpicks, pick off any and all you need, be very precise with it. Now super glue, it does dry pretty quick, but this is a kicker that will make it dry in an instant, and it will dry harder and stronger. And this is how I use it. I will unscrew the cap. This feed tube is full of that stuff, so I will just give a very tiny press on the nozzle and get a drop exactly where I need it to go. And I will do that because it is A, so much less wasteful, and B, when you just squirt it like that, it's gonna go everywhere. You're gonna have to clean up a mess. So